I hopefully everybody has all their bills and incomes and stuff written out next to you. I'm going to go, the first thing I'm going to do is just run through like 4 methods that you can do a budget, and then we're actually going to start doing the budget. Okay. So the first, the method you can do is the one that we're going to do, which is you're going to categorize your expenses by needs, wants, and savings / debts. So the rubric is when you want to have 50% of your income going towards your needs, and 30% of your income going towards your wants, and 20% of your income should be going towards savings and debt repayment. Now, that's nothing hard and fast. This is all depends on you, okay? But that's kind of a starting point. Another way to do a budget is what they call the envelope system. And that's more towards people who like dealing with cash. You get a bunch of envelopes and you write on those what your expenses are, and you put that amount of cash in that envelope, and then that's where those funds will go towards that expense. And once that envelope is empty, that's it for that month. Another method is the pay yourself first method. And that's where before you do anything, you put money towards your savings. You decide how much you want to put towards your savings monthly, towards your goals, like a retirement goal, emergency fund, whatever. And then after you put that in there, then the rest of your money you can use towards your bills and the other expenses. But your first priority in this method, the pay yourself first method, is to, like it says, pay yourself first, which means putting money aside. Go ahead, Mother Trout.
Which method is this that you put towards
pay yourself first? Pay yourself first method.
And would that be the 20%?
No, that's another method. The 50, 30, 20. Okay. That's a need, want, savings method.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And then another method is the envelope system, where you physically divide your cash into separate envelopes, and then like you put on the envelope groceries or electric, whatever. And that's for people who don't have checking accounts, who want to just deal with cash. Most people will be doing stuff online. The pay yourself method, where you set how much or goal, and you take that, you put that amount first. You take that out of your income before you start paying bills. And then whatever's left, you pay your bills with it. And the last method is called
Wait, 1 second. You got a hand up.
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, Alex.
Yes. Oh, yes, Elder Marshall. I'm sorry. So I just want to make sure I had it right. The 50% was the needs, and the 30% was, what was the 30% again?
Wants. The wants.
And the 20%
was your savings / debt. Debt repayment is savings / debt repayment.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
Okay. And then the last one is called a zero-based budget. Now, on this one, you allocate all of your money to your expenses, savings, and debt repayment. And the goal in this one is that at the end of the month, your income minus your expenditures is 0 by the end of the month.
Say that again, Marsha. Say that again. The
zero-based budget. Zero-based budget. And that one is whatever you're kind of trying to end up with a 0 balance at the end of the month, meaning you take all your expenses and expenses plus your savings, the money you're putting towards savings, and the money you're putting towards your debt repayment. That's part of your expenditures, money going out. And the
Okay.
goal is the income minus your expenditures equals 0 at the end of the month.
So there's nothing left over.
There's nothing left over. But you
Okay.
don't want anything either, because you paid everything.
Right.
Right.
Okay.
So in that scenario, it's not like you're wanting or you're like running to run empty or anything. You've already done everything you needed to do. So that's why it means zero-based budget, because all of your expenses have been paid from the income that you're taking in.
Okay.
So that's like, so the first method, what's the name of the first method? Oh, the needs, wants, and savings.
Debbie,
Debbie,
we're gonna
all
get
of
into
that's taken care of. That's what this zero-based is, and all of those things are all taken care of, and you should have the 0 because you've already put in your savings, you've taken
Mhm.
care of your debts,
Mhm.
your needs, and your wants,
Yeah.
right? And that's why
Right.
you'll have 0. Okay.
Okay.
right. But tonight, and how we're gonna do our budget is the need, want, savings budget, which is the 50-30-20. Hold on a second. Yeah, the 50-30-20 budget. Okay, so I need to share my screen for a minute so I can and then I'm gonna try to send this spreadsheet to you guys, but I want to walk through it with you. I got so many windows open here. Okay, here we go. Just a second. Okay. So let me share my screen. Wait, that's not the one I want. I'm sorry, give me just a second here. Any questions so far? I know I haven't really given you anything, but
I got a question. So the word we chose was the income minus expenses. Was that it?
on that fourth method, yes. On the zero-based method,
Right. It was your
Yeah.
income minus your expenses, meaning, and when you
it's
say
zero.
okay, yeah, and when you say 0 at the end of the month, that means that it can be a 0 balance, but what it is that, all your needs are met. You got food, your bills are paid,
Correct.
item are paid, car note
Correct.
paid, all that is paid, even though you
All
got
that
0.
is paid.
Okay, gotcha.
Yep. And I have to pull up this screen. I don't know what that page was. Okay, enough of that. All right, so if you have paper and pencil in front of you and a blank sheet of paper, share screen. Which screen did I share? Okay, so you see my screen? Full disclosure, I pulled this off of NerdWallet. And I can't see everybody on my screen now. So if you have a question, you have to tell me, because when I pulled this up, it minimized you guys, my Zoom window. Okay. So the first thing you want to do, we're going to take your monthly income. So if you get any kind of income that's regular, your paycheck, if somebody's paying you back money, but it's regularly, then you add that into your income. If yeah, so and then you're on your, if you're using your paycheck, add back in the amount that they're withdrawing for your health insurance. So did I pull mine out? Typically, most people have their health insurance taken from their pay stub, but we're going to add that amount back in. Okay.
So Marcia, quick question.
Uh-huh.
So it would be under, like, if I look at my pay stub, it's going to be under deductions. And is it going to be medical and dental?
Yes.
And
Medical, dental, vision.
Okay. So anything that is medically insurance related. So it's not like
Yes.
other deductions.
Yes. Yes. Because we're going to take those back out when we go through the expenses.
Okay.
All right, so you're going to add that in, well, write that amount down. Then on your expenses, these, as you can see, they have these listed as needs, but everybody's needs and wants is going to be different. So when you write down your expense, next to that expense, write an N for need or a W for want. So like these examples, you have your rent, homeowners, like if you're in an HOA, any mortgage payment. Actually, I need to, this window, hold on a sec, I need to change this. This is property taxes. Hold on, I need to format this window. Okay, so you have property taxes if they're not already included in your mortgage payment. Mine are not included in my mortgage payment, so I would put my taxes there. Your auto insurance. Oh, another thing. Okay, your property taxes are not, you don't pay your property taxes monthly. You pay your property taxes annually. So whatever that amount is, divide that by 12. Because you're going to have to have enough for that month to make up those 12 payments. So at the end of the year, you're not scrambling around trying to find $600 for your property taxes. Auto insurance, again, if you pay that every 6 months, you divide that by 12 or what, multiply it times 2, because you pay it 2 times a year. Divide that by 12, because that's going to give you the amount that you're trying to, what we're trying to do is take all of your expenses, whatever they are, whether you pay them monthly, semi-annually, quarterly, we're trying to boil everything down to a monthly amount. This is where you can put your health insurance. List your health insurance as an expense. And so far, all of these are needs. Most of these. Your medical costs. Somebody have a question? So medical costs, like you go to the doctor twice a year to get a checkup. Your copay is $25. That's $50 a year. Divided by 12, Because again, we're trying to figure out every month what we need to bring in to take care of all of our expenses for a year.
Marcia, this might be a weird question, or maybe I'm ahead of myself, but what if we have the FSA medical, you know, where they already
Oh
take
yeah,
it out?
the health savings thing. Yeah,
Yeah,
that is, you can list that as a, hold on, I think there's another category down here.
because that comes out of your out of my paycheck, but I use it to pay medical expenses.
How did I do mine? Hold on, let me see what I did.
Elder Cindy, could you repeat that question? What is that?
Do you some companies have what's called FSA, which is they allow you to have a certain amount taken out monthly or every paycheck for a certain amount to be paid for you to use, and it's done pre-tax to pay medical expenses like co-pays, prescriptions.
I use mine to buy my glasses every year.
Right. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah. So that, let's see, I would put that under out-of-pocket medical expenses. Even though, you know what I'm saying? That's still an expense, but it's already paid from your income, but you still, you know what I mean? Just like we did with the health insurance.
So put it back in to the
Add
total,
it back into your income
and then have it pulled back out.
and have it pulled back out.
Okay, gotcha.
Okay, life insurance, electric bills, water bill, the sewer bill. Sewer bill is paid quarterly. At least I pay mine quarterly. So multiply it times 4, like it's 4 quarters in a year, right? And then divided by 12. And that's going to give you what you need for the month.
Wait, quick question. So are you with MSD, Elder?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I pay mine monthly and you pay yours quarterly.
Right, I pay mine monthly
I
too.
pay my monthly.
Not MSD. I'm talking
Your
about
water is quarterly.
the water bill.
Yeah, okay. I was
The
gonna
water
get
Water
bill-
bill.
My water bill is monthly now. It used to be quarterly, but it's monthly now.
No, mine's quarterly.
It's the
Okay.
no, never
It's the
mind.
what?
Okay. Refuge bill that's quarterly.
The trash bill. Yeah, that's quarterly too. All right. So you put the gas in the car, parking fees. Now my parking for my garage, they take it out of my paycheck. So I had to add that back in so I could add it on here. Onto this expenses. Bus, public transportation. If you're taking the bus, I don't know how I guess you get a pass every month. Internet, if anybody's paying student loans back, any loans, and then anything else you can think of. So far, and if somebody needs me to have a question or anything, let me know. We've gone through your needs. So if you total those up, well, no, don't total them up yet. Let's go through the wants first. Then we'll total each section separately. So clothing, jewelry, let's say you go twice a year to Outlet Mall and you buy some clothes. Factor that into your monthly bill or monthly expenses. How much did you go out and eat? Special meals at home. I guess that means if you like anniversary meals and you know, go out and buy lobster or something. Twice, you know, maybe for an anniversary or someone's birthday, do that twice a year. Alcohol. How many times going to the movie? We used to go to the movie every week, no longer. Haven't been to the movie since February with COVID. Gym memberships. Travel expenses, maybe you take a vacation every year. We usually go visit my brother twice a year, so you factor in the gas for that, the hotel, food. Cable. I know we think that is a need, but that's kind of a want. Home decor items, you know, buying things for the house, and any other thing you can think of. Okay, now we're getting to the savings part. So you should have, or if you have any funds that you know, have another checking account somewhere or wherever, you have funds that you put away for emergencies. Just in case the refrigerator go out or something. Then you have a savings account. Any 401ks, that's taken out of your, if you have your pay stub, that amount should be on your pay stub. Your IRAs, and any other investments that you give to deposit to regularly. And credit card payments would go here. Excuse me. Now, one thing on the credit card payments, if you're carrying a balance on your credit card every month, then that would go here. But if you're paying off your credit card every month, like you use your credit card to get points, you use your credit card to buy your groceries, to pay your internet bill, pay your phone bill, whatever. All those are expenses, but they're getting paid off every month, even though you put them on your credit card. Then you would not, if you're doing that, you don't put those payments there because they're included up here in your bills up here.
How much should be in your emergency fund?
Whatever the aim for in this category is 20% of your income should go towards all the stuff added together in the savings and debt repayment.
Okay.
But that's, like I said, that's just a guide. If you will, this all depends on your individual situation.
Right. Okay.
Okay. So now we have our needs, we have our wants, and we have savings and debt repayment. So add up your needs, add up your wants, and then your savings. And I'm going to, while you guys do that, I'm going to see if I can put this in the chat box.
I have a question.
Yes.
Where's my line for tithes and offering?
Mm-hmm.
You put it in there under other. That goes, now on mine, I put it under my needs, and it's under the
Yes, God. Okay.
other.
Okay.
Yes. Now this was taken from NerdWallet. I didn't make this up. You know, NerdWallet don't know nothing about no tithes and offerings.
I
right?
know. I know.
That's what that other line is for.
Can I also make a suggestion regarding what Deacon asked?
Yes.
So about the emergency fund, and obviously, you know, everybody's situation will be different. I know that in some of the research I've done, they have like a couple of goals. That your first goal should be about $500. And then your next goal should be 3 months worth of your income. So like if you got laid off or got fired, you should be able to survive for at least 3 months. So that your first goal should be about 500, and then try to save up 3 months worth of your income. And now they're saying now that used to be the end of it was 3 months, but now
It's 6 months.
Exactly, now it's 6 months. So I would say you can make that your second goal or your third goal. Once you get to 3 months saved up, then work toward 6 months worth of your income.
Okay.
Oh, that's
But that really would just be for emergencies. That's
Right.
not, well, I really want to go to the show this weekend. That's like for emergencies.
Right. Exactly. Okay.
Now I have a question, Elder, because I've wondered about this for a while. And I think that I've come down on a particular perspective, but I really like to get your thoughts on it.
okay. Let me give you my full attention. Yes. Because I was trying to do something. Go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry. So if you have savings and or an emergency fund, and there's money in it, let's not even say, let's say emergency fund, and there's money in it, should you borrow money from somebody? Because I've known people who take money, who will borrow money from somebody else and leave money in their emergency fund because they say it's an emergency fund. But I'm like, but why would you borrow from me if you have an
Okay.
emergency fund?
You don't even have to finish that question, Pastor. No, if you were having emergency funds, you should be pulling your funds from your emergency fund.
Okay, that's where I was, but okay.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Now, you could, this is all in how you are, let's say you're trying to build your credit and you have the money to pay this back. You could, put that on a credit card, whatever. It depends on how much that bill is. And you could build your credit that way. But that's only if you're for certain that you're going to be able to pay that off.
Mhm.
And, that's how you would build your credit. Any other questions?
We may get to this later, but the emergency fund should be a fluid fund and not something that's invested
Correct.
that you can't get to.
Correct.
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay.
And what she means by liquid fund is that you have it in cash. It's not,
Mhm.
like you said,
Right.
something that's invested.
You can't go into don't borrow from your 401k. Don't pull it out of your IRA.
Okay.
I can't find my the chat box.
It's the little bubble at the bottom next to share screen.
I know, but okay, this is not.
It may be that since you're sharing your screen, you can't chat, but that doesn't make sense.
Yeah, that don't. Okay, well, oh, there it is. It was at the top.
I sent you a message so it popped up.
Oh, cool. Okay, thank you. Now let me find it so that it will. Where is the I'm sorry. Chat. Okay, here's the chat. Yeah, thank you. All right. I'm gonna send this file to you guys so that you have it. Okay, should be there. Okay, so did everybody get their totals for your wants, your needs, and your spending? So now what you're gonna do is take each one of those categories and take your income amount, let me get back to here. Can you still see my screen?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, the amount that you had up here, take that and multiply it by 0.50. Yeah,
I'm sorry,
Then-
what am I multiplying by 0.5?
so, wait a minute, hold on, I'm sorry, hold on. The total amount of your income for the month. The total amount of your income for the month. Take that and multiply it by 0.5. That's going to give you the amount that you should have for your needs. And then you take the same amount, multiply by 0.30. That'll give you what you should be having for, or your goal for your wants. And then,
But this is if we're doing the 50, 30, 20 method.
yeah,
right?
if you're doing the 50, 30, 20. But this will just show you where you fall.
Okay, I'm so sorry. Elder, would you please, let me see,
Okay, so
would you start that over, please? You said, so you take the first part of your total of your
income,
monthly income, you multiply that by,
50%,
I'm sorry,
50%, 0.50.
okay. Okay,
And then let's take the same income amount, and multiply by 0.30.
oh, I'm sorry. I really am sorry.
You're fine.
So so now you're not saying take when you multiplied the monthly income by 0.50, you're not saying take that and then multiply that by 0.5.
No, you take the same amount,
the
whatever your
same-
income is, the income amount is.
Oh,
So
okay,
you're
so do
gonna
the
take
same
that
amount.
same amount, multiply it by 0.50. Then you're gonna take the same amount of your income, multiply that by 0.30. Let me see if I can do it on here. Let's say,
Oh, 50, 30, 20.
yes.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry.
Okay. Okay. So compare that with what you actually have for your needs, your wants, and your savings.
Elder Marshall, the totals, just to make sure I understand, what we would put in our needs and wants columns, those were the monthly expenses, right?
Yes.
Okay, so what you spend total monthly on all those. Question about like gas and electric. So should I just put, I know that's under needs, but should I just put like, it kind of fluctuates, especially the gas during, whether it's cold or
Right.
hot. Should I just put like a
Right.
general kind of amount?
Right. So yes, you should just take kind of an estimate. I have another I have another, I'm gonna put this in the chat too. I have another, can you guys see can you see this? See, this one lists all your expenses, and then for each month, you put in what they are. It's 2 pages.
So it
But,
takes you the whole year.
Right, because on this one, you can actually put in here, let's say, you have grass cleaning on here. The grass cleaning is only from like maybe April to October. So you put it like $25 on April on each month for April through October. You could do it that way. Let me pull that one up.
And if I could suggest also, if you're not on like a budget billing, personally, like if I was doing a spreadsheet like this, I would personally do, since it might fluctuate, I would do whatever it would be at its highest. Because it's always good to budget more than budget less.
Right.
So like if my gas is, $40 during the spring and summer, but $200 during the the winter, I'd rather budget $200 unless I'm going to change the budget during that time of year. I would just budget for the high one.
Right. And I just sent this one in the chat box too, this file. And these files that I sent to you guys, you should be able to edit anything in there. So if there's some, expenses or income that's not listed on these sheets, just type it in for yourself. Minimize this.
So another quick question,
Yes,
Elder
sir.
Martha, was that income times 0.05 or times 0.50?
0.50.
0.50. Okay. And when we add those up, that should
No,
equal-
don't add them up. When the figure, okay, so the figure that the result from the income times 0.50, whatever that amount is, that's what you are spending, or that's what you are your goal is to get to for your necessities.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, I got you.
And then, yeah. So the amount that's down here that says comparison, this is what it should be. Up here is what you actually, when you add yours up, this is what you actually have. So when you take, to get the totals right here where it says your totals, to get that figure right there where it says needs, that figure is going to come from here. And you add up all of your needs, you get that figure. Add up all of your wants, you get that figure. Add up your savings and your spending and get that figure. Now, you don't have to do the 50, 30, 20, but basically what I wanted to do is at least show you where you are, where you're standing by doing this way. I mean, if nothing else, you see what your needs are, what your wants are, and what you don't even have to, this other section over here, you don't even, pay attention to that if you don't want to. You can set your own savings goal, depends on how much you have left. So after you did all that, does anybody, if you're in the negative, meaning that every month you're going to be spending more than you take in, then we can talk about next week about how you can cut some things or how you can, you know, start saving differently. But if you're over, if you have a surplus, then maybe you want to put more into your savings. Maybe you want to, you know, do something else with that.
Give more to the church. No.
Yes, give more to the church. What else? So did anybody, when you did that, were there any surprises to anybody? Or you already pretty much knew where you stood?
I can speak to in the past when I've done it, I was absolutely blown away at how much money was being spent with fast food. Could not believe it. It was in like the 2s and 300s in a single month. It was like, are you serious? But all of those $15 value meals
It
add up.
adds up. It adds up.
I think that's the thing that hits you is not so much the expenses that you can plan for because you know them, like you know if you're on budget billing or if you know what your payments are for everything, you know, and you can guesstimate them every month. It's those ones where we just, oh, I'll just drive through, or oh, I'll buy this or I'll buy that, or you buy something you probably could wait and buy after you've saved up some money. I looking at the car maintenance and repairs, that kind of is one of those, I think Ellis said, the ones you don't really know what that's going to look like. Is that more of a thinking I want to put a certain amount aside every month for car repairs?
I'm sorry, let me get over here. Woo. Can you guys see my screen?
Yes, we can.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh,
So
Okay.
car repair and maintenance, other than Pastor who has
Yes.
his repaired on a regular basis. Of course, it hasn't cost him anything, so it doesn't really matter. But is that like like almost saying I want to put aside a certain amount just in case for like, I'm gonna have to get tires, or I'm gonna have to,
right,
and it's more like a savings of sorts.
right. That's where you could put something extra into your emergency fund.
So instead of that line that says car maintenance, that would be emergency fund.
Yeah, car maintenance, I think of car maintenance as you have to get your oil changed every, you know, every 2-3 months, tune-ups, yeah,
the
I mean,
maintenance-
tires, you get tires, what, every 3 years or something?
So car maintenance, what you're talking about is like oil changes and stuff like that goes in there. And then the
Yeah.
rest of that would be in your emergency fund.
Yeah. Yeah. Mm. Okay. So did this did this show you something that you didn't know before? Anybody need help? I mean, yes, Mother Trout.
Well, I already knew that my finances was a mess. But when I see how what would be the favorable thing to do, I'm in the negative.
Most of us are.
Big time.
Most of us are.
But I'm in the negative doing what I'm doing. So but this is I think this is really a good goal to try to meet. So I would need some help to help me get out of what I'm in.
Yeah.
you know, and I
Right.
could kind of, yeah.
I think
And
that's
just to give like a little preview of something to come. So she kind of mentioned it a second ago about how she'll talk about ways to cut, ways to scrimp and pull money from here, and ways to better adjust your spending so that you can wind up having more money available. And one of the other things that we're going to be doing during the course of the series is also talking about ways of actually generating more income. So so seeing this on your budget might be a little overwhelming, but help is on the way.
Do we have a line for lottery ticket in there?
That is on, I was going to send you guys the budget that we, in my job, we administer trust accounts, and those are accounts where they're set up for people who they can come and get, like say your grandmother set some money aside for you. So you have to come to the trust and kind of, for lack of a better term, prove that you're in need. So the budget that we send them a budget to fill out, and lottery tickets is on there, which is, it shouldn't be on there. But can you see my screen?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is what we send them. This might not have the lottery tickets on it.
No, we can still only see your spreadsheet, your budget spreadsheet, your regular one that you had before.
Oh, the Nerd Wallet one?
Yes.
Yeah.
What about now?
Nope.
Nope.
Yes, I can see it.
It's on there.
Wait a minute.
The new one. That's the new one.
Yeah.
Charitable donations and
Donations.
educational
Yeah.
expenses, yeah.
Yeah. So,
Well, and they even have like barbershop and beautician and.
yeah, now on
child
my
care.
budget, I included getting my hair colored like, every 8 weeks. So like I said, the expenses is different for everybody, but I put that on mine. So, cause
So if
that's
it's-
something I know that I'm going to be doing. That's
So
it.
any recurring that like going to get your hair done or whatever.
Getting your nails done, Cindy?
I haven't had them since I can't even tell you. Since sometime, I had them done in July, but before that it was March. So
Yeah.
literally that expense is gone. Although I
Okay.
do go once in a blue moon for my toes.
Yeah. So like if you get the newspaper, magazines, what else they got on here? Just a regular, getting your car, your registration every year.
I don't know how I make it.
That's because when the time comes for that bill, it pops up, you're pulling money from somewhere else to pay it.
Yeah.
That's how you're making it.
I laid out all of my, my income and my bills. I
Hello?
put it all on a spreadsheet. And all of this, I'm looking at all this other stuff, and I said, oh yeah, I guess I do need to put my hair, but I don't go get my hair done. I've only had it done
Then
once this
something
year.
like that, right? Something like that. Put $10, $5 every month into
Right.
your emergency fund, so that when you decide to go get your hair, you'll have
But-
that money.
But when I did my thing, but without all of this, I didn't even include grocery. So I don't even
Yeah.
know how I go grocery
Exactly.
shopping.
Yep.
Even include
Yeah.
grocery in it. So I'm like, and here I'm looking at all these other things that I do, because there are things like, toilet paper, paper towels, those kind of things, lotion, those are necessities. Those are
Right.
needs.
Right.
So I buy those things. So
Now, Mother Trout, when you did your income, did you add in your husband's income?
yeah.
Okay. So yeah, when you, go ahead.
I was gonna say, I think the thing that we all know which I guess is coming next week, is that we have to streamline our wants. And
Yeah.
I personally, like, Pastor and I were doing really well. We were saving, how much was it? $120 a month from not going to the barbershop when coronavirus first started. $120. And that was really doing good. And then we slowly but surely over the last 2 months have been dipping back and forth, go through the drive-through like I did today. And I'm like, golly, and there's $20 right there. And I'm like, but when you do that at least once a week, 20, 40, 60, 80, there's $80, that are gone on just drive-through fast food, whatever. And I'm like, that's a bill. That's, between the food and like, I automatically know our two things that we could streamline is food and streaming services for TV. We act like we can't live without these shows and the movies and all of that kind of stuff. But the streaming, all of that stuff is those two major things. I think if most people really look at it, the extra food, because we've gone to the grocery store and spent $200 plus for the month, and then still stop by and grab something to eat. Between the food and TV, those are everybody's two biggest things. Those two.
And on the streaming thing, you don't have to cut it out. Just stop the service for a couple of months. See how you feel after a couple of months. I mean, you don't have to cut it out altogether. If you're trying to save up for something, stop it for 6 months, We got to start thinking differently about money. Some people think it's a taboo. Ooh, money. You don't talk about money. But if you don't talk about it, you're in the dark about it, and you don't know what your wallet looks like behind the scenes.
Well, and unfortunately, we don't think about it like we used to, because it used to be you always had to pay cash for everything, and you saw the cash go from your hand. You were like, I have this cash in my hand, and now I only have this much. And now with debit cards, I mean, some of us remember the cash thing totally, because that's how you did everything, cash.
Exactly.
And your checkbook.
Yeah.
You paid bills with your checkbook, and everything else was cash, and you saw the money going somewhere. With a debit card, it doesn't feel like it used to. So
that's because people have stopped balancing their checkbook. When you balance your checkbook, you will see all of that. I'll balance my checkbook, and my sister looked at me, what are you doing? She's like, I ain't balanced my checkbook in years.
My mother still does that too. And even though she hardly writes a check, every debit thing that she does, she still writes in her check ledger.
Yes.
And she's very good with money. Like I really got I've gotten off track, but she really set me up well. But she does her ledger. She was like, I know I can log in, or I can call on the phone and check on my account or whatever. She's like, but this is how I keep myself budgeted. She uses her check ledger.
Right. Right. Yep. And another, go ahead, Mother Trout.
I have this. This is my book here. And when I do my bills, I write them out on here. I know that's old fashioned.
No, as long as you write it and you know what's how to keep it up, that's whatever works for you.
And so I check my account. Like if somebody had stolen something, gotten some money out of my account, hacked my account.
Right.
And I knew it. I knew it right away. The same day that they did it, because I checked my account a lot.
Right.
And so I went in the bank before they even investigated it, they refunded me.
Right. Yeah, and another thing you can do is set it up so when your debit card is used, you get a text message on your phone. That's how.
Yeah.
That's how mine is set up too. So if I use a debit card, or I order something online using my debit card, I get a text message or an email that my debit card has been used. So that's a good tip to keep track as well on your expenses.
I'll do that. I think I'll have to set that up.
Okay.
Hmm.
Does anybody? Well, that's it. So I hope this was helpful and not more confusing than it was. And another, I want to say that up front, all this seems daunting and like I'll never get this. But I'm telling you, once you do this, you get a handle on where your money is going and how you can stop it from going there.
Hmm.
Okay, that's it.
Thank you. It's been
Very much. I think
very
this was
informative.
wonderful.
Thank
It's
you.
first installment of our new financial empowerment series.
Yes.
So we absolutely look forward to all the good information is going to be added on to this in the coming days and weeks. So thank you. All right, so we're back here next Wednesday at 6:45 for our next installment. Now listen, y'all don't want to miss this stuff. You say, well, I'll just come in on the third one. But if you miss what's getting in the second, I mean, all of this is going to be vital information. So please make your best effort to be here.
Yeah, but I'm wanting to get out of debt.
That's
Yes.
right. That's
I
right.
hear you. I hear you.
Man.
And
So I hope that you all, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, like, I'm really wanting to be prayerful about this myself, like being right now, like I'm kind of in limbo. You know, I just got laid off like 2.5 weeks ago. So it's like really, you know, a mix of emotions doing this right now. So
Yeah, exactly.
but I still want to be prayerful and be in the right set of mind so that when God does provide like he will, I'll be in the mindset to continue to I'll say, I feel like I was a good steward of my money, but I want to be even better at it. So that's what I'm hoping that we'll all take that away from this, and that, you know, so we don't have these issues moving forward, because I'm like Mother Trout, I am getting out of debt. I am.
Yes.